What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Way Back Wednesday, and once again, we're looking at the 2012 format, and this time around, we're actually looking at the U.S. Nationals format, and we're going to look at the deck that got top 4 and surprised a lot of people. It wasn't the most surprising deck. We'll save that for maybe next week or something here in the future, but we're going to cover a very interesting Celebi Mewtwo Tornadus deck. Now, going into Nationals, this deck was played multiple times. A lot of people weren't really playing anymore because, Dark Patch came out, and a lot of people were hyping up Darkrai and all that good stuff. And a lot of people, some people played CMT, but a lot of people opted out to not play it. But the interesting thing about this deck is you're going to see Chris Murray only played 4 supporter cards. Yeah, that's right. 4 supporter cards, and his reasoning behind it was to counter the meta. Every single deck relied on Smeargle, use portrait setup, all that good stuff, and you can use your opponent's supporter and your supporter at the same time and get super set up and be good to go. Well, Chris's idea was to have multiple random receivers, 4 supporter cards, so when you go to portrait your opponent, you have no supporter card in your hand. Your opponent's like, oh no, now I can't get set up as good as my opponent can. And then on Chris's turn, he can portrait, he can use his own supporter card because he has his random receiver and draw through his deck like crazy while his opponent couldn't. That was an amazing idea. It worked out fantastic for him. He did get top 4 at US Nationals. But let's go over the rest of the deck and let's see what's it about. So we talked about Smeargle some. Portrait is what we're going to use. If Smeargle is your active Pokemon, you may look at your opponent's hand. If you do, choose a supporter card you find there and use it immediately. You can't say, oh no, I'm good, I don't want to Juniper my hand away. You have to use it, which is the only downside of Portrait. Alright, but the main guy is called Celebi Mewtwo Tornadus. Alright, so Celebi has the Force Breath Pokepower. If Celebi is your active Pokemon, you may attach a Grass Energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. This power can be used if Celebi is affected by a special condition. And this is how we're going to power Pokemon. We can put a Grass Energy Mewtwo, attach a DCE, take a knock on a Mewtwo. We can use Tornadus, attach a Grass Energy, DCE, Power Blast for 100. We can attach a Grass Energy to Terrakion, attach a Fighting Energy, Retaliate for 180 to knock out those fighting Pokemon. It had a lot of different answers, which is why this deck was so strong. And it's still very interesting that a lot of people did not play this. I mean, it probably, I don't know. I wonder how this matchup against like Mewtwo Darkrai goes. Mewtwo Darkrai was obviously the best deck of Worlds, and it probably does have a better answer overall. But I'm excited. I played CMT during States that year. It's a lot of fun for sure. So yeah. Let's see. So, like I said, Tornadus Blow Through does 30. If there's standing card to play, you do 30 more for 60, which could knock out Smeargles and Celebis because you do 60. And then plus the plus powers, you could do extra 10 damage, do that 70, whatever. So that's fantastic. Blow Through 100, like I said. If you flip, you have to flip a coin though if it tells you discard energy, which is usually like your fighting or grass, wherever you have attached. And last guy is going to be Celebi or Shaymin with the Celebration Win, which if you put it down, you may move all your energy cards as any way you want to, which is fantastic. You can kind of just like, all right, I attached a DC to this Mewtwo. Now this Mewtwo is heavily damaged. I can then Celebration Win to the bench Mewtwo, maybe switch into it, or maybe just move them any way you want to. It's so strong. Can you imagine a card like that now? Just like put it down, you rearrange all your cards, all your energies in the field. That'd be fantastic. And it's a basic, so you can put it down at any moment and use it, which is really cool. And of course, Mewtwo for X-Ball. X-Ball was the strongest attack of the time during then. So that's all the Pokemon in the deck. Now, for Dual Ball, flip 2 coins for each heads, search for a base Pokemon, show it to your opponent, put it in your hand. 1 Energy Retrieval, which is how we're going to get back our fighting and grass energies if we need to. Energy Search, help us get our fighting grass out, obviously. 4 Junk Arm, discard 2 cards from your hand, search discard pile for a trainer card, show it to your opponent, put it into your hand. So you can discard 2 cards to grab like an Energy Search, Random Receiver, Catcher, PlusPower, Super Scoop Up, Dual Ball, Energy Retrieval, Switch. There's so many cards you can grab in here because you play so little supporter cards and so many item cards. So Random Receiver is MVP in this deck. 3 Catcher, like I've said before, back then it was an automatic switch. Now it's flip coin of heads, bring a Pokemon off the bench, which I wish for Legacy they would just bring back old Catcher to make our days. It's a full Rain Receiver, and this is the key thing of Chris's stack. He played less supporter cards and more Rain Receivers, so that way his opponent could not portrait him, and he could portrait his opponent. I actually had a good friend, Justin Ayer, played against him, and that's how he lost. It was a CMT mirror match. Chris was able to use his portraits and set it fairly well, while Justin could not, which is really funny. 3 Super Scoop Up, flip coin of heads, return 1 Pokemon, all cards attached to your hand. And this makes it where you can able to use like Celebi or Smeargle over and over again multiple times in one turn, because you can pick it up. You can pick it up to a new Smeargle, Shaymin, whatever, and then you reuse the same ability, which is really cool. Like you can Super Scoop Up, pick up a Smeargle, send up another Smeargle, portrait again, and then Super Scoop Up heads, send up another Smeargle, and do another supporter card, and have a crazy turn 1 if that does happen. It doesn't really happen too much, but it'd be really cool if it did. 3 switch, so that we can switch around between Celebi and Smeargle to try to use all their Poké powers as soon as we could. And like I said, 1 in, 3 Juniper, just only for supporter cards, with 3 Skyarrow Bridge, which gives the retreat cost for each basic Pokemon play 1 less. Well, Smeargle has a 1 retreat cost. Tornadus has a 1 retreat cost. Terrakion has a huge retreat cost, unfortunately. Celebi has 1, Shaymin has 1, and Mewtwo has 2. So Skyarrow Bridge, really good at the stack. And the energy is 4 DC, 3 fighting, and 5 grass energies. And there we go, guys. There's the list that Chris Murray used to make top 4 at U.S. Nationals. I think it is. The website I'm looking at says it's his, but it could be incorrect. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun recording this deck. I love CMT, like I said before. It uses 2 of my favorite Pokemon as well as Shaymin and Celebi in the same deck, which is really cool. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, so if it gets D-Hollow for playing a Water, Lightning, and a Psychic deck, which could be a Blastoise deck if I had to take a guess. I just don't know what the Lightning and Psychic would be. It could be something else, it could be, who knows, but we'll go first either way, which is fantastic. And he does play Lightning, so Terrakion could be very useful. Alright, there's Prism, Lasers, okay, so it's definitely a Plasma deck. Now, Plasma has, like, this hand's debatable. If we hit some heads, we could potentially get a Terrakion out and scare him that way. Kyurem is something we had to worry about as well, but we do play Mewtwo, so that can knock it out. That's going to be a weird matchup for sure. So TDK versus, we have 2 different formats going right now. It's like 2013 Nationals versus 2012. Alright, so there's a Kyurem and a Deoxys. So we're going to dual ball. Tails and tails. Alright, we'll dual ball again. Tails and heads. Alright, with this, I'm going to grab a Smeargle. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. How much HP does it have? 130. So that's going to be kind of hard to knock out Mewtwo. Tornadus is going to struggle a little bit as well. But right now we'll grab a Smeargle. Put that guy down. Super Scoop Up. As we'll pick up the Tornadus. Sit in the Smeargle. Put down the Tornadus. And we'll use Random Receiver. And let's see. Okay, there's a Juniper. I'm going to put a Fighting on the Tornadus and go for a Portrait to see what's in our opponent's hand. And they have nothing, actually. They will do 30 next turn. They have a Colorless plus a Water, so they can hit for 30. So we're not going to do anything. We'll play a Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, there's Terrakion, Celebi. We have a junk off a Rain Receiver as well, so that's great. So right now, we're going to put down Celebi, put down Terrakion, and pass on to our opponent's turn. Alright, if we can find a DC, we could Power Blast to do 100 to this guy, but then he could potentially retaliate with that guy. There's a Thunder's coming down, which I'm a little bit scared of, not going to lie. Okay. I wonder what the top deck. So there's a Water G. We know they have a Toe Scrapper, Colorless as well, so Colorless, going to put that on the Kyurem. Okay. And did they hit a supporter card or not? So it looks like we'll just see a Frost Spear, do 30 to the active, and 30 most likely toward this Tornadus. But Tornadus could take a knockout this turn if we find triple plus power, but actually going to put the damage on Celebi instead because they can knock us out next turn. So put a DC on this guy. We will... I'm going to Junk Arm, discard the Skyarrow Bridge and the Tornadus to grab a Random Receiver. Okay, so grab the Random Receiver. We will Super Scoop Up. Well, let's see what's their opponent table portrait. Alright, so laser, switch, and tool scrapper, okay? So we'll press done. We'll place super scoop up, trying to pick up heads. We're gonna pick up the Smeargle. It's a little bit more important, I think. We'll send it to the Tornadus. Put down the Skyarrow Bridge. Play the Random Receiver. Or a Juniper. Alright, can we find 3 PlusPower to knock out this guy? Alright. So, yeah, we'll go for Juniper. Alright, so we don't hit any of those. We'll go for a Power Blast for 100 damage, okay? Alright, hopefully we don't have to discard energy, so 100 damage, and it tells we have the discard energy, so we discard the fighting, but we can use a blow through next turn to knock out this guy. He's going to take a knockout of Frost Spear to our Celebi, and then we have to worry about Raiden Knuckle. So laser, let's see, do we stay asleep or not? So heads, we go night night, okay. We have switch into the Celebi in our hand. We get then Force Breath to a Terrakion, knock out the active, and maybe... Oh, well, Energy Search for fighting energy. So Frost Spear, doing 40 to the active and 30 to the Celebi, most likely. Take a knockout, going down to 5 prize cards. So there we go, 40 and 30. Alright, so it goes down to 5. I am going to take the 10 damage poison. Alright, so heads, we do wake up, but we're still going to play that switch regardless. So grass energy, so we'll Celebi, switch into the Celebi, Force Breath onto the Terrakion, Energy Search for a fighting energy, okay, we'll attack that Terrakion, we will retreat, and go for a blow through for knockout. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Taking a knockout, going down to 5 prize cards. Now, if our opponent does take a knockout, we can then retaliate with the Terrakion for the knockout, but I don't think there's a way he could do that. He has to put down multiple Deoxys, which is very possible. He could do that as well. So, we'll both get a new hand. He gets 5. We get 5 as well. Can he find some multiple Pokemon with this guy or not? Alright, so it's DCE Dual Ball. So, we're looking for Mewtwo right now. So Deoxys coming down, okay. If we find Mewtwo, we might be okay. We can start pounding up that guy, especially if our opponent doesn't hit us right now. We could just like, alright. So there's a Kiro coming down, okay. There's a Prism Energy active. He's 3, 4, 5. He's only going to do 100, so not enough for the knockout. So rated up for 100. All right. He's going to attach energy to the Kiro most likely. All right. We kind of have to worry about Deoxys because that could hit our Mewtwo's. This is a very interesting matchup. So we'll dual ball. Tails and heads. We'll grab a Mewtwo. Yeah, we'll grab Mewtwo. Put that guy down. Put a DC on it. If only we had a fighting energy in that deck. I don't think we have no more fightings left. Now, I could I wish we had a catcher. We could try to catch her. So 20, 40, 60. I think what we're going to do is retreat into the Smeargle and portrait our opponent. Alright, so they have nothing in hand right now, so that's great. We're just going to press done on our opponent's turn, okay? So I think it was like Cold Sheen, and like it was 2 bad cards. I don't care about those 2. It was 2 cards they can't use, which is great. Unless they top deck a energy. Okay, there's a Cold Sheen. Going to the Kyurem, which I do like. I don't like it going to the Deoxys. So switch to Kyurem. And he's going to hit 40 and 30 this guy. But we can put a DCE and take a knock on this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we'll need a... there's a Juniper. We'll actually need a... what is it? A PlusPower. So another Deoxys coming out. Okay. Thunder's coming down as well. Alrighty. And he's going to Frost Spear, take a knock on this Tornadus, which is fine. Because we can put a decent Mewtwo, take a knockout. He can then take a knockout with that guy, but then we can knock out his Thunders with this guy. If we'll probably attack with the Deoxys, most likely. We just gotta find a PlusPower. So he goes down to 3. On to our turn, we get a Grass Energy. Okay. So we'll put a DC on this guy. We will... I want to portrait, but at the same time, I want to end my opponent. Man, this is weird. Summon a Junk Arm, discard the N and Skyarrow Bridge to grab a Sycamore to discard our hand, draw 7. I mean, just to grab a Random Receiver to hit the Sycamore to discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. And we just gotta hope our opponent plays their own N right now, because if we do, get our opponent down to 3. So let's see, can we find a PlusPower? And we do find one, so that's fantastic. We'll play PlusPower. We will Portrait, and hopefully there's an N here. Alright, there's a bunch of stuff. Alright, so we can Course. There's no way he's taking a knockout Deoxys right now. So I'm gonna grab a Course, shuffle, and draw 8. Okay. So let's shuffle in, draw 8 new cards. There's a Dual Ball, Celebi. Alright, so we will Dual Ball, Tails, and Heads. With this, we'll grab a Mewtwo. We'll put that guy down. We will Retreat. And X-Ball for the knockout. Alright, so there we go. X-Ball, do it a ton of damage, take a knockout on that Kyurem, and we will go down to 4 prize cards. Alright, so there's 1. There's a PlusPower, okay. If he decides to go the Thundurus route, the Deoxys route, we could easily knock it out. But my plan is to knock out his Thundurus with his Terrakion while powering his other Mewtwo. So Plasma Ball, okay. Alright, so there's a Kyurem. He doesn't have an N. He has a Course, Juniper, and something else. I don't care about those cards, really. A Kyurem coming down. He's already played 2 Course machines, but he can't attack with. There's no way he can attack with this guy this turn. That's great. My plan is to switch into Celebi, Force Breath of Fighting Energy on this guy, and attach... No, Force Breath this guy, attach a Fighting Energy here. So we see 6 damage being dealt to our Mewtwo. Putting energy on that Kyurem, and things are looking fantastic for us. On to our turn. We will switch into the Celebi. Force Breath onto the Mewtwo. We will then Energy Retrieval for double Fighting. We'll put a Fighting on this guy. We will Retreat and go for a Land Crush. We'll put down Celebi as well, so that way he can't end us a bad hand. And we'll Land Crush for the knockout, doing 180 to that Thundurus. Alright, so go down to 2. We get a Junk Arm and a Switch. Have we played Catcher yet? We have not played a Catcher, unfortunately. Alright, but let's see who he decides to send up. Kyurem could take a knockout. He could Blizzard Burn. Actually, yeah, he could take a knockout. Alright, so here comes Thundurus. On to our opponent's turn. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 140. That's not enough for knockout just yet. We need to find one of those catchers. If we find a catcher, flip heads, we could then knock out a Deoxys, but we have to find a catcher. Now, what we could do next turn is switch into the Smeargle, use this Course because we know it's insane. Here comes a Kyurem, okay. Verbic Seeded Gem coming down, don't care too much about that. We are, so there's a Course. Oh, he's gonna knock out our Smeargle. Oh no, that's not good. Alright, so that's something we don't want to happen. So Laser. Heads. Alright, there goes Terrakion going to sleep. Team Plasma Ball, okay. For another Deoxys. Okay, that's fair enough. How many Plasmas? He's played 2. Okay, 2 Plasma Badge. This is gonna be risky. Alright, so he's not gonna take a knockout. He's gonna Frost Spear. Taking a knockout on our Smeargle, unfortunately, though. Alright, so taking a knockout on the Smeargle, we do 170 damage, plus poison 100. But 9, 10, 11, 12, we're going to be 1 damage short. We do, unfortunately, stay asleep. Come on, Catcher, and it's Mewtwo. That's not good. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is Junk Arm. Discard the Mewtwo. And a Fighting Energy for a Dual Ball. I don't know if there's a Smeargle left in their deck. If it is left in the deck, that's fantastic. We do play 2, so if there's 1 in our deck, we could then switch to a Smeargle and hopefully find a catcher. So Dual Ball, Heads, and a Tails. So let's see, and there is a Smeargle. There is 3 catchers in here, so we can potentially win this game. Alright, so let's put down Smeargle, switch to the Smeargle. I think I'm going to go 20, 40, 60, 80. Let's play it kind of safe. Let's attach a 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20, 40, 60, 80. Let's just go for put a DCE plus power. Let's go for a portrait. Hopefully, it has that Colorless in his hand, and he has a Juniper. Unfortunately, all right. So with Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. We have 3 catchers in there. Hopefully, one of these become a heads, and there's 3 catchers. Can we at least flip 1 head? So catcher number 1, tails. Come on, catcher, don't do this to me. Oh my goodness, guys. I just made a misplay. We can't retreat either because we have the Skyarrow Bridge is gone. Oh no. Alright, so right now we're going to Random Receiver, see what's left on our deck. There's a Grass Energy and Terrakion. Alright, so right now I'm just going to pass. I am just going to pass. I forgot we don't have a Skyarrow Bridge out, so that is very problematic. Alright. Alright, that's terrible. That is terrible. So we need to hit Energy plus one of these 2 catches to knock out Deoxys. I forgot that we don't have a Skyarrow Bridge out. We could have just played DCE, Lice, or Catcher it and won the game there. But we attached DC this guy just being silly. So there's a Frost Spear. Alright, so he's going to take a knockout Terrakion. He's going to 1. Oh, he wins. He wins. I'm dumb, and Yep, that was my fault. Yep, we played it kind of dumb there. Definitely should have Energy the active and retreated in plus power and played double catcher. And one of those would have been heads. Oh my goodness, I forgot about dang Frostbeard. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. That was just not good on my part. But the lasers really did mess this up. That's cheating. Burbic Seated Gem is not a stadium guard in this format. Hey, we would have breakthrough pack as well. But yeah. As long as we would play differently, we could have plus power because 20, 40, 60, 80. Plus power is 90. Catcher it up, take a knockout that way. That would have been fine. And attach an energy to the active, and we would have knocked out Deoxys to win the game. So that was my fault. I just didn't pay attention to the stadium change. But we'll see one more game of the deck here in a second. Hopefully it's a victory this time. Alright, so but against Echo Knight, playing a dark deck with grass as well. So that's very interesting. Oh, it's probably Weavile, right? Most likely going to be Weavile. So Weavile versus us. I guess our plan is like a really aggressive Terrakion, but we only play 2 of those, so that's really not going to help that much. We're just going to have to take knockouts like ASAP, and hopefully that's enough. We just put a lot of pressure upon it, and he can't do too much. So they is going to go first, but maybe we can take like the first 4 prize cards, and then take the last 2 of Terrakion. Yeah, that's probably the plan. It's probably not going to work, but we'll see. Weavile is probably the best deck and expanded. We do start Celebi, Tornadus, Mewtwo. Okay. Mewtwo, I mean, Sneasel has resistance. So start Celebi, put down Tornadus. We could get a turn below through for 60 if there's a stadium card to play, which hopefully we top deck a Skyarrow Bridge, and we can take a. Oh, we actually have Force Breath. That's cute. That's good for us. Alright. Alright, but no, we gotta find a DCE turn 1. Oh, an Escape Rope. That's great. Okay, whatever, that's fine. An Ultra Ball, gonna discard 2 cards from his hand. Show me the Sneasel. Come on. Alright, discards an Execute and a Random Receiver. Okay, alright. There's another Execute, which means he has a second more, another Ultra Ball in his hand. Most likely is what we'll see. So yeah, Juniper, discard his hand, draws 7 cards, discards 2x, turn 1. Alright, so there he is. There's the myth, the legend, Mr. Sneasel himself coming down onto the field. Right now, Vilify is going to do a ton of damage. He has 2 eggs in the discard pile already. Oh no. Alright, we got this. So Dark Energy Sneasel, okay. So Propagation, gonna put an Execute in his hand. But if we top deck a DC, we can blow through it to knock it out, which that'd be pretty exciting. So Junk Arm, going to discard 2 cards from his hand to grab a Ultra Ball. Actually, I'm just no, I'm trying to decide do we want to play this game or not. Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. So Junk Arm for an Ultra Ball, most likely. Alright, so he's taking a second. You definitely grab an Ultra Ball, or maybe a Random Receiver if he doesn't have a supporter card. So Ultra Ball, okay. So he's going to Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from his hand, which is going to be 2 eggs most likely. So there's 1 egg, okay. There's another Propagation, okay. And then Ultra Ball discard 2 eggs for another Sneasel. So Ultra Ball discarding double eggs for a Sneasel. I mean, I doubt he goes for Weavile here. That'd be really strange because we could play in and disrupt his hand. So show me Sneasel. I mean, imagine that's what we'll see. But hopefully we top deck something because our hand is not that good right now. So there's another Sneasel coming down. Okay. We'll see a Sneasel come online. And most likely a pass, right? Oh, a Dark Patch to Sneasel. That's really good. Alright, so turn with Dark Patch. Pass on our turn. Alright, so we get a DC. Top decks. So we'll DC the active, put down Mewtwo, and we're just blow through the knockout. And let's see what's going to happen. I mean, my opponent could take a knockout this turn, vilify, do a ton of damage, or he could whiff. Oh, there's a Terrakion. Alright, Terrakion could come in clutch next turn. If we top deck a Grass Energy, we get Force Breath, Fighting Energy, take a knockout. There's a Love Ball. Let's see what he decides to get. Most likely a Weavile will come down onto the field. Okay, so there's a Vilify. Right now it's doing 3, 6, 90 damage, which is not enough. Alright, so Weavile coming to the bench. And there's a Juniper discarding his hand, draw 7 cards. Discards a Super Rod. That's fine. He only has 1 junk arm in the discard pile. There's another Weavile coming to the active spot. Okay. Uh-oh. It's not good. So propagation? Oh no. Oh no. You stop that propagation. Don't you dare take a knockout this turn. Don't you dare do it. Don't you do it once. Don't you do it, sir. Another egg. Okay. Ultra Ball, discard 2. Okay. Alright. He has to discard 6 Pokemon to knock us out, though. Remember, 6 Pokemon have to be discarded here. There's a Darkrai. Ooh, Darkrai coming down. That's great for us. That's a free EX. Ooh, Darkrai does hit the field. That's what we need right there. Alright, so Darkrai coming down. Does he free retreat to Darkrai? I'd actually be A-okay with this. If he free retreats to Darkrai, I'm putting that Terrakion, switching to Celebi, and just waiting. Just play the wait game. Now, he could Hail, do 10 to everybody, but that seems pretty useless. Oh, this is Dark Energy. Uh-oh. 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 I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. Hold me. Hold me, guys. I am scared right now. So, double propagation. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. So, triple propagation. Okay. Does he have 6 Pokemon then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he does, that's all but 1. Alright, so he only does 90. Woo! We're good, we're good, we're good. Alright, so onto our turn. We get a Grass Energy. We can put a Fighting Energy in this guy, put down the Terrakion, and go for a Power Blast for 100 to knock out that Weavile. Alrighty, so 100 damage. Taking a knockout heads, we will discard. Oh, no, we actually don't have to discard, so we go down to 4. There's a Dual Ball. Alright, so Dual Ball to get some more Terrakions. Come on, Mr. Weavile. Let's start the party again. But if he takes a knockout, we can Force Breath, Fighting Energy, and Retaliate for the knockout. There's a Dark Energy going to the active. Okay. Don't play it in. So propagation. Okay. Propagation. Oh, he can discard all of his eggs to take a knockout. Alright, so another egg coming down. 21. Junk Arm. Going to discard 2 eggs. Okay. Show me Random Receiver. Or Ultra Ball. He could go for Ultra Ball and get another Sneasel out. It's a second Junk Arm as well. Alright, so another Junk Arm hitting the field. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, there's a Super Rod. Gonna shuffle back in. He'll have to propagate first. And then Super Rod so he doesn't shuffle his eggs back in. I mean, he could just shuffle back in the Sneasel Weavile and the Dark Energy. That seems fine. He doesn't have to propagate all the way right now. So 3 guys going to his hand. Okay. And maybe he just has a bad hand. I mean, he'll take a knockout going on 4, but nope, Juniper's instead. Alright, let's see. Does he whiff of Weaviles or Sneasels? Please. Okay, nope, Sneasel coming down. Okay. Let's hope for a miracle. And we're kind of close. Propagation. Okay. How many Ultra Balls has he played? 2 Ultra Balls. Okie dokie. Plays catcher as well. Oh god, I'm gonna be sick. Alright, so another egg going to his hand. An Ultra Ball going to discard 2. For another Sneasel, most likely. Okay. Show me another Sneasel. Alright, there's another Sneasel coming down. Does that one have free retreat? I don't recall. Alright, it does have free retreat. Fantastic. Okay. Alright, so he's played 2 Junk Arms, 1 Dark Patch, which he probably plays multiples of those, of course. Alright, so Mr. Mime coming down. We don't care too much about Mr. Mime. It is a free knockout with Mewtwo because we can't hit for weakness. So Propagation. Alright. Oh, see, another Propagation, and he will take a knockout going down to 4 prize cards. But he'll need to hit a Weavile, Dark Energy, and a Dark Patch, which isn't too hard for sure. So multiple multiple eggs going to his hand. There's a Vilify for the knockout, and let's see, probably just discard the eggs, right? You don't discard anything else. So 90 damage, going down to 4. We're gonna send it the Celebi. We're gonna Force Breath, attach, Dual Ball to try to search for more Terrakions. All right, so in our turn, get a Juniper. So let's Dual Ball. Tails and Tails. Fantastic. Alright, so Force Breath, put a Grass Energy on this guy. We will Fighting Energy, Switch, and Juniper. Alright, so let's see what our new cards are. Show me a Terrakion. We get a Smeargle. We will Junk Arm, discarding 1 and 2 to try to find another. Come on, Dual Ball. Find me a Terrakion. Come on. I don't even know what's in the deck. So Dual Ball. Tails and Tails. Alright, so that's great. Alright, so we'll retaliate for the knockout. Going down to 3 prize cards. Alright, so weakness for 180. We'll go down to 3. Show me Terrakion. Skyarrow Bridge, that's good. That's good at least. Alright, so here goes Sneasel. He does have free retreat, which is the key thing to note right now. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Alright, so Sneasel coming down. Alright. Let's just hope he whiffs the Dark Patch, Energy, Weavile. There's a Sableye coming down. Okay. Dark Energy on that guy. Okay, that's not good. That's not good at all. There's a Juniper. Going to discard his hand, draw on 7 new cards, and puts the 4th egg in there as well. So now he can quadruple propagate every single turn. So Dark Patch to the Sneasel. Show me Weavile. Live off Weavile. Alright. So, we might still be able to get this, though. If we top deck a Terrakion, we could Force Breath, take a knockout, and maybe hit him. Alright, so here comes Weavile. Alright, so he's going to Vilify, take a knockout. But who do we promote? And that is the question of the day. Man. Okay, so we can... He's going to Junk Arm, discard those 2, okay? So I think I have a. I think I'm gonna do a send up Smeargle. I don't know who I want to send in. They both seem okay options, but not the best options. So Junk Arm for another Dark Patch, whatever. Dark Patch to a Smeargle. All right, so there we go. Dark Patch to a Smeargle. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do right now. We could DC the Mewtwo, try to catch her up to Mr. Mime for the knockout, while powering up Terrakion to knock out his Darkrai. But this is like all if we hit heads, we find these cards. I don't know they're the Terrakion's in our deck as well, but I think that's probably the best option. Try to license this Mr. Mime, take a knockout, going down to 2, and then try to knock out this Darkrai with the Terrakion. And this is all hypothetical stuff if we could find these items. So Vilify for the knockout, of course, alright. So it discards a ton of eggs, doing 150 going down to 3 prize cards. But I think our best option right now is try to go for that Lysina Prey on Mr. Mime. We haven't played a single catcher. There's 3 in our deck and 3 more Junk Arms. So there's a Juniper. Alright, so with Skyarrow Bridge, we will Force Breath to the Mewtwo. And we will Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Let's see, can we find an energy and a catcher? Alright, so there's a catcher. Alright, so catcher. Tails, of course. Attach per turn, Super Scoop Up. Tails, of course. So put down Smeargle, retreat, and go for the portrait. Let's see what's in our opponent's hand. And there's nothing in there. Oh no, this is terrible. This is actually the worst option that can happen, because now he can take a knockout while part of this other guy. And he has a Weavile Dark, and oh my goodness. Alright, so go to draw card. So the Weavile, he's got a Dark. Alright. and he's got a bike for 2. Oh man, that's very unfortunate. So there's an end. We both get 3 new cards. Alright. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. If we find a DC, we take a knockout. There's a grass energy. That's not good. 20, 40, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. My plan is to pro Smeargle and portrait to see what's in his hand. So there's multiple propagations happening right now. But he could be maybe out of Pokemon. Computer search, okay. Does he play his second Super Rod? He can also computer search for a Junk Arm to get back Pokemon in his stack. That could be a great play as well. Yeah, put more Pokemon back in your deck so that way you can vilify for more next turn. That seems like a fine option. Alright, so 1 card go in his hand. If he has a Junk Arm, I imagine this is going to be a Junk Arm. Alright, so Dark Patch, actually. Alright, so Dark Patch to the Sneasel. Okay. Propagation, alright. So I'm going to put an egg in his hand. Propagation number 2. Alright. I don't think he has too much outside of these. Like, I don't think he has that many Pokemon in stack besides the one he has on field. How many Junk Arms has he played? He's played 3 Junk Arms, so 1 left. There's a Vilify for the knockout. Okay, going to discard all 4. It's weird that he grabbed all 4. He could have just grabbed 3, taking a knockout. But going down to 2 prize cards, we'll send him Smeargle. And let's see what happens. On to our turn, we get a PlusPower. So play the PlusPower, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So 110, that is enough for a knockout. So put a Grass Energy Portrait. And hit nothing. Oh no. Alright, so he has a Jirachi in his hand. So 3, 6, 9, 12. 150. So he doesn't have enough for a knockout just yet. So retreat to Mewtwo. We'll X-Ball for the knockout. Going down to 2 prize cards. Alright, so go down to 2. Alright, so there's a DCE. Alright, that doesn't help us out at all. But here comes Weavile. Alright, can my opponent find a way? Let's see, if he has more Pokemon in his deck, he can win right now. He can double propagate for 2 eggs and take a knockout that way. So Dark Patch, okay. Does he have one more Pokemon in his deck? If he does, he can win right now. He can double propagate. Dark Energy this guy, okay. Propagate. We know he has a Jirachi in his hand. We know that for sure, and an Ultra Ball. But he might have. He might only play a 2 Weavile line. I'm not sure. So Ultra Ball, if he has a Pokemon in his hand, he can win right now. Does he have Pokemon in his hand? There's a... Oh, he plays 2 Jirachi, and that's going to be the game. Oh, man. So, yeah, he can quadruple propagate and win the game right now. Oh, man. We had a way to win the game. Unfortunately, it did not play out that way. So, quadruple propagate. Going to discard 6. Oh, man. If he did not play that last Jirachi in his deck, I feel like we would have won. I think his other Weavile was prized. And if I was my opponent, if that was happening, I would retreat to the Sableye and go for a Junk Hunt for a Super Rod back in her deck. And no, man, that's very unfortunate. It has the last Jirachi in his deck and will win the game. We played it so well. We unfortunately didn't play that many supporter cards, and every time we portrait our opponent, he didn't have anything as well. Looks like he did play like almost a counter to our deck. Yeah, it looks like he did prize a Weavile. But yeah, he had 4 saved by the field. The 2 Jirachi killed us. Oh my goodness. He did have 1 more Junk Arm left as well. But like I said, if he didn't have the knockout, he definitely should have retreated and gone for a Junk Hunt. That's all hypothetical though. But guys, there we go. There's the CMT deck. It's a lot of fun to play. Oh man, he had some cool plays that game, but they did not pan at all. I think we're like, what was our stats that game? We were 1 for 6. Oh my goodness gracious. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.